All right, welcome to day 2. Congratulations on completing day 1. Day 2 is the theme is understanding. Through recognizing and respecting varied opinions, I can actively listen for greater insight. Sounds like a lot like the Mel Robbins Lethem theory. So come join me on your mat. Welcome back. I'd love to hear feedback. What did day 1 look like for you guys? Like, that's a big transition, is to start your morning with this sense of calmness and stillness and hydration to the body. It's not going to happen overnight. That's why I make you guys do 21 days. Okay, so understanding. Beautiful. That's perfect, right? That's so perfect for day 2. So bring your hands together. I want you to rub them as hard as you can. Exhale and release. Inhale. Continue to have a smile on your face as you do this, whether you're like, this is really the first thing I'm doing when I wake up, Carol, are you crazy? Inhale. Continue to create as much fire as you can. And now bring that energy to your heart. I want you to begin to close your eyes and regulate your breath here. Inhaling all the way to the crown of the head, pelvis, crown of the head, pelvis. Let it keep going and feel the energy into your chest. I want to go into the idea of understanding, but before I do, regulate your forehead, let it sink, let your temples go in, ears drop, tongue is off the roof of your mouth, shoulders disintegrate, chest sinks. And there should be a gentleness here. It shouldn't be tight. Be gentle with this body. Feel the safety of your hips holding up your stomach and your back. And as you're holding here, I want you to start to create that energy. Let's get back into the spine. Let's reprogram it. Crown of your head opens like a lotus flower, letting everything come in. Every word I'm about to say, every movement I give, it's here for a reason. It's coming in. But we're also releasing. Go to your third eye space, and I want you to seek the wisdom in everything you're experiencing now. Into your throat. I want you to continue to speak your truth, because it is your truth that has the power and the magic. That creator we seek is within. And that within comes from the throat and mouth chakra. Let it go into your heart and feel warmth here. Feel this sense of hope and faith and warmth and excitement for everything that comes in your way. The universe doesn't give everybody the art of healing. Some people go through a lifetime without healing, or they get presented and they run. And so if you're committing to 21 days, it means that you are so loved and supported by the universe, and also that you have this deep, profound love for yourself. Bringing it to your top belly. Oh, understanding is a creation-based mentality. So, guys, life isn't perfect. It doesn't hand you rainbows every day, but it is what we make of it. And so really fall in love with this top belly, that feminine creation side, and let it sink into your lower belly. Find pride and ego. I don't want you guys to disintegrate your pride and ego. You should be so proud of who you are. There is only you out of the whole world. Out of all the billions of people in the world, you sit here as you, and there's not another you. So find love for you, your story, your journey, your power, your strength, your intelligence, commitment, devotion. Because the only person that pushes you through all those things is you. And now let it sink into your hips. Here's your safety. Your hips are your root. Okay. So this mat has just become your soil. And you're going to see that we're going to continue to take out the soil, get rid of some, and we're going to put new soil in. That way your roots can grow into the mat and feel safe and secure. You are safe in your practice. You are safe in who you are. You're safe in your journey, and you're safe to where you're going. Continue to close your eyes. And now again, index finger, thumb, 3 fingers out, bring it here. I want you to feel this like energy, right? This energy ball that's in the palm of your hand, and it's going to go all the way up your arms and go into your third eye and back down. Okay? So connect your palms to your third eye as you close your eyes, and we're going to go really, really inward. Regulate your breath. Make it so slow and so faint that you cannot hear it, you can't feel it, you're not moving. And as you go in and you're creating that sensation of relax, regulate your eyes, tongue off the roof of your mouth, shoulders relaxed, be soft. And as you sit here, I want to talk about understanding. What we must understand is that we are not perfect. Okay, I'm not perfect. You are not perfect. And that's the whole art of the human journey, is that we can take chaos and turn it into order, that we can take chaos and make it into peace, that we can take chaos and we can settle it, because we are the creators. There's a really beautiful saying that, right, it talks about triggers. So the idea, here's the saying, and as I'm saying this, I'm hoping that it relates to something for you. Triggers are so beautiful because they highlight where we hold darkness, and we're stuck, and where we hold emotions, maybe where there's negativity. And so think about the triggers that have been presented to you recently. Think about maybe a trigger that's coming up as I'm even talking about it. Because what happens is, if we don't settle these triggers, we're presented with the same situation over and over and over again until we can work with it. And here's the thing about the trigger. Think of a gun, right? So I have my finger on the trigger and I'm holding, I'm squeezing. My hand is tense, it's uncomfortable, and then I pull the trigger and out goes the bullet, right? Creates a wound. For the most part, usually creates a wound. And then after it shoots out and I release that trigger and the bullet goes, the bullet dust is over it. And there's the glitter. It's actually quite beautiful, the glitter and the shimmer that goes over it. And so whatever that trigger that's coming up for you as I'm going through this, just think about it. And I want you to maybe not understand what the trigger is giving to you in this exact moment, and that's okay. But understand that it's giving you something. And if you work with it, there's a lot of magic to it. And on the other side is the glitter. And that is an element of understanding. Continue your palms to your third eye. Continue that connection as you're sitting here nice and inward. And so, right, there's the trigger, but what is the bullet? The bullet is an emotion. And so think about how tense it would be to hold the gun forever, to avoid the trigger, right? Once we release and let it go, we let go of the emotion. And most of the time, the other side is not doing anything wrong. And it could very well be that they are presenting yourself with something you feel about yourself. And before your ego tells me no, hold on, put a smile on your face, because it's possibly presenting you with something about yourself. If something triggers you and you feel sad, maybe there's a sense of sadness, of self-abandonment. If you're angry, maybe there's self-abandonment there. If you're jealous, maybe there's a self-worth wound. Whatever it is triggering you, be so thankful, because it's being presented right in front of you. The universe is handing you a gift. Fall in love with it, because it is when we find surrender, acceptance, and love that we can have a sense of understanding. And we don't have to understand everything. Okay, we're seeking for awareness, not answers. So when we seek and we have this sense of awareness, here's my trigger, here's my emotion I'm holding. We don't need to figure out where it comes from, the birth of it, whatever. Just fall in love with the idea that it's in front of you. And you now have the awareness to not become the absorber, but the observer. And that transition is magical. Take your last couple breaths here. And I could feel your tears. Let them go. Let them out. It's okay. Day 2 and we're already crying. It's actually really good, guys. We're going to do a really gentle practice through the hips. Okay. And so if you felt sore from yesterday, you guys can release that meditation. If you feel a little sore, take note, it's really crazy, but these little movements sometimes get us really, really sore. So I want to really dig into the hips, right? The hips are probably what's holding tension. If a part of you got really tense through that meditation, take note of it, because it could be where your body is holding it. And so I want you guys to go cross-leg, come onto your knees, bring your feet on the ground. I want you to take your hands to the back. Okay, so from the side, it's just going to go right behind your feet. You're going to take a big inhale. Exhale, push your hips up. Inhale down. Right? Maybe it feels a lot tighter than you thought. Take a big inhale, and I want you to think hips forward, chest up, head back. Exhale. Inhale. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale. Become in. As within, so without. And so as you continue to push up your hips, open up your heart, I want you to think about maybe how easy it would be if I just push my hips up or just open my heart. It's once those connect together that it becomes difficult, which means there's magic. Take your last couple here. I want you to think about the areas you don't feel safe in. And that's a touchy one. And it could be finance, it could be work, it could be relationships, it could be friendships, it could be within yourself. Because it is where we don't feel safe that we don't feel worth. And that is going to have a direct effect on our heart chakra. So just take a moment to acknowledge that here and just make the commitment to make that now a safe place. Hold at the very top. Inhale, feel the belly button. Exhale and release it. Inhale. We're only going to hold 3 breaths. And you'll notice that your neck drops, your hips go up a little bit more. Last one. Fully release it. Now bring your hands in front of you. Come into child's pose, and I want you to keep your knees close in. I want this to be an inward child pose. Every inhale, make space, and exhale. You'll bring your hands a little bit forward, keeping the hips in the ground, and maybe your head touches the ground. I want you to surrender to the idea of understanding, because the truth is we know nothing, and it's all learning experience, and that's really the beauty of it. So find a deep level of acceptance for your reality right now and everything it could be teaching you and the divinity that is present. I want you to go into your lower back. The truth is, understanding really is forgiveness. And so find forgiveness in the places you felt short. Find forgiveness in who you were. Find forgiveness in your mistakes. Because if we were perfect, this life would be pretty damn boring. So find forgiveness in it. And as you continue to sit here, feel the sense of surrender. And as you do, every vertebrae in your back gets longer and longer. Start to roll your hands up, right onto the side of your shoulders. Push yourself all the way back up. Come up onto your knees. And the right foot is going to go right in front. Okay? We're just going to play around with the hips. Okay? We're going to get into some masculine and feminine. We all have it. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. Everybody has masculine and feminine energy. So keep this foot planted, ankle right above the knee, hips in line. The idea is that I'm not turning either way. My hips are both square to the front. Left hand is going to go onto the ground. Inhale, exhale, and you're going to push that left knee to the back. So this leg's going to get nice and long here. And if you need some assistance, you could put a pillow under that knee. You could fold your mat. That way you have extra cushion. So begin to inhale and just slowly exhale. And you're going to find a nice twist here. This right hand is going to go onto the right knee. Okay. You're going to feel that tension in that front left hip. It's funny, we're working with the right side, but the left side we feel, right? And the beauty of that, continue to hold here and just sit into it. The beauty of this is that as we work with one, we feel the other. So if you feel like, wow, my left side is really tight, physically, you might be putting more pressure on the right, not using the left enough, or maybe you are overexerted in your masculine. So just sink into that understanding, the surrender, and the acceptance in that. We don't need to worry about where it came from, how we got here. We just need to have the awareness. Almost there. Good. Roll it all the way back up. And now you're going to plant that foot nice and deep, that right foot nice and deep, right? Root it into the ground. Your right hand is going to go on the inside, okay? So it's going to go on the inside. Keep that left hand on the ground just for right now until we're all the way up. Plant the toes, and I want you to open up all the way left side, keeping this knee bent. So this right knee is going to be bent. Use that elbow to push. And if you want, you could just keep your hands here, or you could bring up this guy, whatever it looks like, or if you want to just drop it. I just want you to focus on pushing that knee so my hips are opening and my heart is opening at the same time. Fall in love with your masculine energy. Because the truth is, as much as there's toxicity revolved around masculine energy, it is what makes you rise. It is your ego, your pride. It's your action-based mentality. We can create, but we must also rise. So find love for it. Continue to squeeze the legs, push open the hips, open up the chest. Slow your breath down. If you feel like you're shaking, you're losing this, slow the breath down. Good. Begin to roll it all the way in. When he comes back on the ground, bring this leg to the back and just sit here for a minute before we move forward. Let's go back to that child's pose. And this time your hands are going to come meet in prayer. Both hands come together nice and gentle. You're going to bend at the elbows, and that is going to go right over your head. So as it's here, I want you just to sink. With every breath, you disintegrate it and sink a little bit deeper. We're understanding, which means we're accepting and surrendering. And maybe for you, that speaks really loud to exactly where you are on your journey. And the truth is, we get presented with things in life, but the universe is not working against you. It's working for you. If you ask for patience, you're going to be tested. If you ask for understanding, you're going to be tested. So it's working for you because it wants you to have greater wisdom and greater insight. And so slowly, you'll unravel your hands, bring it back to the mat, roll it all the way up. Now the left leg is going to come right in front, right knee is bent. Keep it nice and gentle, okay? And the way that we get it nice and light on our knees is when we pull the belly button up, pull, pull, pull. And then that leg is going to go back. And if you crack, pop, release, it's normal. Again, if you want a pillow under that knee or you want to fold the mat, it's okay too. And here, we're just going to take a big inhale, pull through the belly button, make the back nice and long, and you're just going to twist, okay? And again, as we're working with this left side, the right side is now awoken. And so if you feel like, wow, this is so easy, it's probably because that masculine is just an overuse, and that's okay. Or maybe you feel like, whoa, it's really tight, and that's okay. It just means that it needs some extra love-ins. But if you notice, we can only find it if we work with the other side. And if you just feel like it's really unbalanced, That's also okay. Really focus on sinking those hips. Big inhales. Just continue that twist, making your back as long as possible. Inhaling into that tension and exhaling it to exit your body. Good. Continue. Think if there's a string on the top of your head. All right, next couple. Inhale, exhales, fully releasing. Continue into that. Again, our path is understanding today. So understanding that we don't need to obsess over the idea that our hips are tight, our tension is tight. What did we do wrong? Just let it go. Let it be. Bring your left hand to left foot. You're going to plant the back right, the toes. Okay. Once you plant here, you're going to take a big inhale. You're going to exhale and you're going to open it up. And whether the hand's up, whether it's on the hips, I just want you to focus really on using this elbow to push this left knee, opening the chest up nice and tall. And some of you are going to be a little sore from really digging into these hips, and that's okay. We're just opening, finding new, disintegrating the old. And again, I want you to think every inhale you're taking in the tension and you're exhaling and releasing it. And that's really the idea of working with your breath, because everything needs oxygen. Last couple breaths here, continuing to let it sink in. You're only here for a few more seconds, so don't cut yourself short. Bring that hand down. That foot is going to meet the back, so the left's going to meet the right. Your knees are going to come apart, and you're going to exhale. Fully disintegrate into that child's pose. This time your knees are apart, so your chest is approaching the ground, that heart's approaching the soil we've planted. Knees are apart, toes are together. Walk your hands together. You're going to bend at the elbows. Bring that head down. I want you to find your hands in a prayer position overhead. And as your hands are in this prayer position, I want you to close your eyes and disintegrate here. Every inhale, make your spine long, find space. Exhale it and release it. And as you're here in this child's pose, I want you to think of the word understanding and what it exactly means to you. Because understanding is a really nice dance between acceptance and surrender. And right now you're in the ultimate acceptance and surrender position. And so I can actively listen for greater insights. I want you to think about the positive and negative in life, the dark and the light, and how they understand each other. So when we reject them, that is why we find friction. And the goal right now is for you to find flow. In order to lower your cortisol level, we must disintegrate control. It is when we try and control situations or emotions or people or places or experiences, and we're on replay and we're living in the past or we're obsessing over into the future, that is where we're stuck. It is once that we have an understanding that the universe is constantly working for us and not working against us. And even when we're presented with something difficult, it is still working for you. The universe gives you what you need, not what you want, and more importantly, exactly what you're ready for. And so bring your hands back down to the ground. Your feet and your legs are going to stay the same. The only thing that's going to change is your hands. So you're going to bring your hands up towards your shoulders, and on the air, take it. Inhale, child's pose. Exhale, bring your hands forward. Knees stay bent and you drop your hips. This can be such a big release if you really sink into it. And I don't want you to push your hips forward and force it. Just disintegrate it, let it control. You can close your eyes through this. So inhale back. Bring it forward. Inhale back. And continue to go at your own breath, right? So what feels really flowy and natural to you. The idea is that your hips just have gravity pull and going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you'll see that once I'm here up front, my hips, the more my hips open is the easier it's actually to let my shoulders back and open up my heart. And again, the theme of this practice is understanding that the more our heart is open to love and understand, that our hips are open. And so next exhale, I want you guys to stay here. But I don't want you to push into it. I just want you to stay here. And if you have to relax your legs maybe a little bit, that's fine. Just focus on continuing to sink into those hips. Inhale, feel safety. What does the word safety mean to you? And what does the word forgiveness mean? Because understanding usually comes forgiveness. Forgiveness to the things that we've done to ourselves, the things that we've put ourselves through, the high cortisol we've obsessed over, anything. All of it is in forgiveness. It is in forgiveness for ourselves, for other, and experience. Bring your feet down all the way to the ground. Bring your belly onto the ground. We're going to end off on these. So bring your right hand out. Keep that left hand bent. Bend the right knee. Inhale, exhale, and you'll twist it over. So that foot will drop over to the opposite side. Disintegrate it. Let it release here. Take 3 inhales. Push it into that hip. We're working on the psoas muscle here, right? And this is the muscle that has all of your emotions. It goes from the spine into the front of your hips and the back of your hips, and it holds all your emotions. So when you don't let your emotions out, you are going to tighten your psoas. Exhale fully, bring it back to the middle. Right hand comes in, left hand goes out, and you flip it over to the right side. And as you're here, inhale, lengthen, exhale, and disintegrate. Yeah, inhale. Bring it back full. And you're going to bring your hands right in front of you. You are going to face down. I'm going to face you. So forehead will come onto these arms. I'm going to face you so I can talk. And as you lay here, I want you to think about 3 things. Emotions that have come up through this practice, the tension in your body, and the trigger. Okay? And I want you to see where maybe you can understand that you don't need to understand, that we know nothing. I want you to see that sometimes we hold the key to our own prison. So we put ourselves in a prison. It's called control, fear. And control and fear are going to keep you in there. It's also the idea of thinking that we know everything when we know nada. We know nothing. And so if you can step into knowing nothing, there is so much liberation. That same prison that you build when we sit in fear and we sit in control and obsession, that key can be given if you give it to something else. So while you're here, close your eyes. Go to your third eye space. I want you to give it to something else. Whatever that looks like, higher power, divine, the ocean, this mat, whatever it is, hand it over. You now know nothing. And that is the biggest understanding that you could have, is that you do know nothing. And so now bring your hands to the side, exhale. And as you do, you will bring yourself up onto your shins, sit onto your feet. And we'll close out the practice, but don't just turn it off because I have some information for you. Bring your hands to your heart and exhale. I want you to go to your third eye space and I want you to think of 3 areas. What does the word liberation mean to you? What does the word understanding mean to you? And next, maybe it's just to let them be, let them go, and let it happen. Because what happens if we refuse to understand that we know nothing, and so fear and control don't do anything but keep us stuck? We are presented with the same experience over and over and over again. And if you're really ready to let it retire, let it go. Don't try and go back. It won't change anything. It's going to keep you stuck. And don't obsess in the future. The only understanding you can have is right now. And right now, you are on the right path. And the divine loves you and supports you enough to guide you through your own healing journey. And don't forget, we go through the rest of the day probably being tested. So, this feeling and sense of serenity you have right now, please hold it dear to you. Hand to your third eye. Thank you for guiding me into my inner wisdom. And so now, the part of this program that's really, really magical is it's not just what we do on this mat, but it's all the information you'll get on this mat. So, in understanding, I wanted to talk about hydration so you can understand your hydration. So, what is breakfast? Break fast, right? So the first thing that you put into your body is the most important because you are breaking the fast, right? So when you go to sleep for 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours, whatever it is, you're breaking fast. It's so important that the first thing you do is hydrate yourself. My two recommendations for hydration is either coconut. I think coconut water is the best. It hydrates you immensely. It has so many benefits in it. It is literally your skincare routine and your hair, like in your hair, like skin and hair can glow, right? You can glow if you drink coconut water first thing in the morning. If you don't want to do coconut water, you can also do hot water with lemon. I'm going to get into that as we get closer to detox stages. Um, that's a really, really good detox. As long as you're hydrating in the morning, I'm not that picky. I just need you to do two things. Come to this mat every morning, trust the process that I bring you through on this mat, and hydrate yourself every morning. Okay? So here's the thing about high cortisol, right? So we could do this like really amazing practice, and then if we hop off and we hop right to the caffeine and we're not hydrated, it's going to keep the cortisol up because your body, what you're doing with like coffee sometimes and with caffeine, and whether it's like a Celsius or a Red Bull or whatever it is, what you're doing with caffeine is sometimes you're masking your exhaustion. And so when you're masking your exhaustion, you're not letting your body decompress and rest. And then it keeps your cortisol level through the roof. So with that being said, right, I don't hate coffee. I actually love coffee. I love going to new places around the world and trying coffee. I love my coffee I have in my house. However, hydrate, right? Hydrate throughout the day, but most importantly, the morning is the most important. So put it next to your mat, and your goal is to finish that hydration, okay? And do this practice. That's my only request. And so I want you to think of hydration also as a form of self-love. And so when I love myself so much, right, I'm constantly giving my body this nutrients. Also, too, your body cannot function when it's dehydrated. And if it cannot function when it's dehydrated, that means it's what? It's in survival mode. Okay, so most of the time, high cortisol really comes from dehydration. I cannot express that enough. All right, amazing. Congratulations, day 2. We're 2 days ahead. It's going to go way quicker than you think. Go through today, make sure you hydrate, and make sure you're understanding, not just yourself, but everyone else.